Hey, it's Angelo Caruso, and typically on this YouTube channel, we are interviewing interesting people. I just had the pleasure of interviewing Walfredo Reyes Jr. He's the drummer from the band Chicago. He's also done serious time with Santana and also Steve Winwood. And the podcast channel is filled with lots of interesting interviews. There are also playlists on the YouTube channel for getting speaker and presentation tips, leadership advice, motivation, all kinds of things. But today I thought we'd do something fun. I want to do what's called an unboxing video. Now these used to be very trendy, but I'm still excited when I get a package in the mail like this one. And I want to show you what I got because it's going to actually, you're going to take part in it and enjoy it as much as I am, I think, especially if you subscribe to this channel. Click that notification bell and be sure to be notified of all the new stuff. Before I open this package, however, I want to open this package. So there's an old saying in the video business that if you want to improve your video, improve your audio. And I've been putting this off for a long time, a little video upgrade, so I wanted to order some new gear and then show you what I got. And if it inspires you to improve the sound and overall production quality of your own videos, fantastic. I think we all need to do a better job of putting on a show for people. It'll help your views, it'll help your influence in the marketplace, whatever it is that you're selling or helping people with. So this is a Yotto brand microphone accessory set. I'm hoping I ordered the right one for the big package, this one down here. But before we open the big package, let's see what's in here, and I'll tell you a little bit about why I got it and why maybe my philosophy on this is a little bit different than other people's strategies. A lot of people, when they get a microphone, they get what's called what I call a look at me microphone. It's this big, and this goes way back, to the talk shows like Johnny Carson, way back. Even today, let's see, Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, I think Colbert uses this desk microphone that seems like it's a fake microphone. I mean, just think about this. Both people are using it, right? It doesn't matter what volume you're speaking at. Your voice sounds good. So I'm pretty sure they have supplementary boom mics, and some of them are actually wired with lavalier mics. But I always thought that whole setup, the desk, the microphone, all this stuff. Jimmy Fallon never wore a suit and tie until he started doing the Tonight Show. So there's a lot of pretense here and a lot of, it's part of what I guess the audience wants. Jimmy's a real guy, but the audience says, no, we want that desk set up clearly, because I think they've been trying to get away from it for years in the business. We want that fake microphone, otherwise it doesn't seem like a real interview. We want the guest to sit to the right of the host. I mean, just think about some of the weirdness that goes on. So I didn't want one of those look at me microphones. I don't want it in the foreground, but this was the microphone. I didn't want it in the foreground like a lot of podcasters have. Rogan has one on a boom that comes down into here. Now he's got really professional microphones, really high quality, and he's wearing cans, what we used to call cans in the music business, headphones. So there are reasons for all of this, right, that actually improve the sound. But you could make the argument that with the right setup, you wouldn't need headphones at all, right? Anyway, I got one of these booms because if I don't want the microphone in front of me, maybe I'm studying notes of the person that I'm talking to, or I'm using my own talking points. I don't want to necessarily have all that stuff in front of me. So I'm just pulling this out now of a little screen, protective screen that this came in. This is a windscreen, and it's see-through. I don't know if you can tell. You can kind of see through it. And the idea is that you would put this in front of the microphone, and it will minimize the hard consonants like P's, P, pops, right? And because this little filter would actually, because when you're saying things like pass the pills, the microphone's going to accidentally pop, causing a little bit of destruction in the degradation of the sound quality, and this prevents that. Now, some would say prevents that. Some would say this is overkill, man. But I can tell you, in the early days, if you in a pinch, and this was back when women wore stockings, you'd stretch a piece of hose, women's lingerie, over this, and it'd do the same thing. Just a quick fix that we did back in the day. So this is called a windscreen. I'm not sure I'll use it for what I need. This is the actual mic adapter. So this would go on the, I'm guessing, I'm just pulling out another section of screen section here for this boom mic. We used a lot of microphones, different types of microphones back when we were in the music business. And today, you know, if you're podcasting, you probably just need one. You don't need a lot of different types of microphones. You just need one good one. So this is the boom arrangement. I'm just opening this now, so I don't really understand. Okay, I get it now. So this post here will go into this, right? And then this bracket will screw into the desk, tighten down to the desk. So that essentially, like I'm at the base of the desk now, and then I can swing the boom around like this once I get the microphone on it. You can see there's another post here probably for the microphone. So this adapter could screw on here if this screws off. I'll take a look at this later. And then the microphone itself would be on here. And there is another windscreen that can go directly on the microphone, so that saves you the trouble of having that big thing in front of your face if you were doing video, right? Which I do. I record my podcasts in audio and video format, and I don't necessarily want this thing, right? The Howard Stern, I'm a mystery. So this is the boom, and I can't wait to get it set up and see how it works. But the real improvement comes once in this box. So let's open it up and see what it is. This is the microphone that I ordered. And I've been looking at a lot of different ones, and if this doesn't work, I'll just send it back and get another one. But I wanted something more professional than I've been using, which is often just the outboard mic on the laptop or whatever. I also do a lot of recording from the road. This will probably be way too big to take on the road. I would take something much more smaller and compact. But this is the Blue Yeti, everybody. I don't know if you've heard of this brand name. It's spelled Y-E-T-I. And this is the monster inside. And I like it. You know, a lot of the podcasters that I follow and respect use this microphone. I forget what I paid for it now. I'm not an affiliate, so I'm not really trying to sell it to you. I'm just telling you what I got. And one of the things about technology is you kind of get what you pay for in the business. So if you're using a $19 microphone, it's probably going to sound like $19, if that. If you're using a $129 microphone, which is I think what I paid for this, something like $129, then your sound is going to be that much better. And if you're trying to be an influencer, if you're trying to convince people to do stuff like I am, I'm a teacher, I'm a coach, performance coach, whatever you want to call it, consultant, right? I want people to get results with the proven techniques that I'm showing them. And if I sound like a clown show, they're not as likely to take my advice. In the recording business and in the live event business, they have a thing they use in production, a term, and it's called VOG, or Voice of God. And that's what you kind of want when you're, again, microphone, right? The VOG comes from not only the proximity of your mouth to the microphone, but the type of microphone and the quality of the microphone, and that's why you want to cable. And this is a USB cable, which is important to me because I don't have what's called a mixer. If you don't have a USB, you're using another type of a connector, maybe even a what's called a pin, 3-pin connector. And then you need a mixing board to plug that into, because you can't plug that 3-pin connector into a computer. A computer only has USB or I think it's a 3mm pin. I'm not a techie, so I'm just kind of explaining to you the way I understand it. So the Blue Yeti, and lots of paperwork, of course, because it's a serious technical piece of equipment. I'll read this later. Lots of packing material, and here is my VOG, my Voice of God. plastic. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. It's pretty heavy. It's let's say it's a couple, 3 pounds. Substantial. I mean, listen to it on the desk. You can tell it's a pretty heavy deal. And this is what I'm trying to avoid. I probably, unless I have to do it this way or need to do it this way for a certain recording that I'm doing, I'm probably not going to have it in vision, right? So I could easily record, like here it is right in front of me, obviously, right? Look at me, I'm using a Blue Yeti. Or I could put it off over here, see, just off the screen, right? And it still pick up, especially if I'm using one of the pickup patterns. So some microphones are what they call unidirectional, uni meaning one, like a unicycle, and that it would maybe pick up just from this direction. So I would have to have it aimed right at my mouth in order to pick up. But some have multi-direction, and the pattern, the pickup pattern, maybe on this side of the mic or this side of the mic, on the top, right? And if that's true, then I could set it up like this, right? And I could set it up even a little bit off camera over here, just off the camera, and still get a really nice response. So what I think I'm going to do is take these are little thumb screws here. I can take the thumb screws off on both sides, remove the desk stand, and then put the microphone itself into brackets on this, I think. If not, I'm going to have to send this back and get another one, but that's the general idea. Also, I wanted to show you this. This is pretty cool. I'm just opening this now, so I don't know exactly what I'm looking at here yet. So these are the mic patterns I was telling you about, as advertised in the promo that I was looking at. And they're all a different pattern. This is what's called the gain here. And gain is another word for volume, right? So I can control, unlike a simple lavalier or your earbuds, which just deal with whatever sound you throw at it, if I'm hot, or let's say I wanted to position the microphone a distance from me, I could make the microphone hotter and have it pick up. That's the idea. The other side is a mute button here. I'm assuming it's a button. Probably just that sensor right there did it. And volume. So volume is a different thing than gain, but it's the same basic concept. And I'll get into the instructions and maybe do a deeper dive on this once I actually get it going. But that's the Blue Yeti, everybody. And I think everybody should take a look at this, because if you're doing any kind of video, podcasting, if you're doing meetings by Zoom, and you're trying to be more influential on your work team, a good quality microphone will help. Just like a good quality image helps you, right? A good quality microphone. It's a little bit more subconscious, the effect, because people tend to judge with their eyes. So that's why you naturally take a shower and comb your hair before you do a Zoom meeting for work. But you don't naturally think about a better quality microphone, right? We default to the eyes. But the audio is really important. And this is a very simple way, a cost-effective way to improve it. This will last me 10 years, maybe longer, right? So if you apportion that or amortize that $129 over the course of a year, what is it, $10 a month, right? Just for over 1 year, and I'm probably going to have it for 10. So it's pennies on a dollar. It's really not that big of a deal. So there you go, everybody. The Blue Yeti. Check it out. And of course, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you want to see all the new content. And if you do speaking of any kind, make sure that you join my free Present Like a Pro Facebook group for ongoing speaker and presentation tips. Thank you very much. That has been the unboxing.